In for Washington. Here's Walter. Squeezed out of the play by Guy Lafleur. Walter stays on his feet. Now being tied up by Jarvis in the corner. Pucks finally. Pat Hughes and Mark Napier are not suited up. Capitals have numerous injuries. We'll get to those. Here's a clearing pass to Lafleur at center. Lafleur moving in, shoots one, and Bedard to save. Big rebound. And Lemaire fired one. Puck and it went right to Lemaire. Now here's a face-off. It comes to center ice. Savard, number 18 for the Canadiens, cleared it in. Lane shot it back out for Washington. Here's Rowe for the Capitals to Marouk. Shoots one, and he fired just wide. Rowe couldn't get the rebound, and back comes Steve. Shot to Lafleur. Lafleur in with Lemaire, and center to Lemaire. A shot, a glove save by Bedard. Now Savard shooting, and he blasted it wide. Lafleur in the corner. Back of the net to Shutt. He missed it. And Swenson has it for Washington. Out on right wing for Rowe. Got it to the line. Shutt held it in. Now Swenson on the second try does clear the zone. And Savard goes out now. Canadiens on the power play. Get it back to Lafleur. A scoreless game. Here's Savard at the left point. To Lafleur. In on the wing. A shot and blasting it wide. Here's Savard at the point. Now to Lafleur. Lafleur tries the shot. Back to flex off a skate. Capitals trying to work it out of there. Marouk along the boards. Couldn't get it up. Pierre LaRouche a drive. He shot wide. Now Robert Picard for Washington. Clearing it down the ice. Savard and Lafleur the point men for Montreal. LaRouche, Houle, and Shutt up front. Here's Savard for LaRouche. LaRouche to center, in across the line, upended at the defense, got it into Steve Shutt, and Shutt is bounced into the boards by Picard. There's Savard at the point to Lafleur, shooting, and Bedard went to his knees and made it. That was on the hit by Robert Picard. Here is Picard, number 24, to center ice. Into the Washington zone. Picard trying to work around Savard, trying to center. He's checked. Now the Capitals get possession. Lambert for Montreal, tying up Hextall on the boards, and Savard circles back. Montreal on the power play. Here's Lafleur. On left wing to number 11, Lambert. He's bumped by Lane. Going in after it is Tremblay for Montreal. Mario Tremblay. Circle centered. Lambert, a shot, and Bedard came across and got a stick on it. Now Savard to Lafleur. Lafleur's shot. Knocked down in front of the net, centered. There's Lambert after it. He's tied up by Hextall. Lambert back to Savard. Serge Savard, a shot. Stopped at the defense. Now Lafleur to Savard. A drive. Bedard, a pad save. The rebound. And falling as he went to shoot was Tremblay. And the Capitals clear up the center ice. Now here is Lemaire for Montreal. Jacques Lemaire to center ice. 4 seconds left in the penalty. Now Lafleur for here's Lemaire on the face-off. Now in behind the goal. Tremblay for Washington. Pinned there by Steve Shutt. Shutt comes up with the puck. Gets it in front. Here's a shot by the defenseman Lupien. And back comes Marouk for Washington. Firing it ahead to Tom Rowe. Can't catch up with it. Riding out of the net to clear it away. Lupien along the boards. Feeding it out for Shutt. He's checked by Picard. Now Picard to Marouk. Dennis Marouk being checked by Lemaire. And Lafleur cleared it, but Marouk is after it again. Here's Marouk dropping it back, and Lafleur feeds to center to Lemaire. And Picard gets back to cover Lemaire and clear it to center ice. Now the rookie, Brent Tremblay, number 11 for Washington. Just up from Hershey, moving in, shoots one, and riding a stick save. Efficiency, second best in the league, second only to the Islanders. They're trailing in this game 1-0. Here is Montreal on the power play. Lambert in front to LaRouche. LaRouche is shot. They score! Better hang a sheet over that one and focus on this one, or we'll get confused. Here's Lupia's shot from the point. Wide of the net. Savard gets it to Lemaire to Lafleur. In front to Shutt, a backhander wide of the net. Edberg, number 10 for the Capitals. Trying to fire it out. Lupien held it in, shooting, and that deflected just wide. Bedard may have got a piece of it. Lafleur to Lemaire. In front for Shutt, back to Lemaire. Now Shutt a chance, and it's blocked at the defense, and Marouk has it for Washington. Number 21, Dennis Marouk. Flipping it for Rowe. Rowe at center for Edberg. He dropped it back, and the Capitals move up ice. Here's the rookie Brent Tremblay shooting it in. Lupien feeds to Lafleur. Leaving it for Lemaire. Back to Lafleur. Brent Tremblay and Lafleur go to the corner. Tremblay now tying up Schutt. Now center to Lemaire. Back to Lafleur. Behind the net. And Picard, while flat on the ice, was able to take it away from Lafleur. Marouk trying to clear it, and does, into the center ice area. Lupien for Montreal to Lafleur. Taken out of the play by Rowe. Now Lupien feeding it into the Washington zone. Edberg is there. Shot it to center, and Marouk takes over. Lead pass on right wing. LaRouche gets the draw. It goes behind the net for Swenson. Leaf Swenson, number 4. Circles back behind the net again to get away from LaRouche and gets the job done. Cleared it, but right onto Schutt's stick. Now Schutt tied up by Swenson, who got it to center ice. Engblom to Chartrand. Chartrand firing it into the Washington zone. Dennis Marouk back to pick it up for Rowe. Rowe tied up on the play. Now it is LaRouche being checked by Swenson. Comes to the line. Engblom a drive. A pad save by Bedard. And here's Rowe, number 17. Rowe with a weak shot wide of the Montreal goal. Edberg digs into the corner, gets it in behind the net. Now Dennis Marouk tied up by Chartrand. Edberg checked by Lafleur. Chartrand trying to hold it there. Edberg trying to battle it loose, and back come the Canadiens. LaRouche keeps it ahead to Schutt, broken up and cleared away by Gord Lane. Canadiens then cleared, and Chartrand shot it up point. The Canadiens have Lemaire, Connor, and Lafleur up front. Here's Picard for Washington, ahead on left wing for Mulvey. Mulvey got it into the Canadian zone, cleared back out. Now Connor on left wing moves in with Lafleur. Connor's high shot. Here's Picard in the corner for number 28, Gord Lane. Lane shooting it around on the boards for Mulvey. Mulvey got it outside the line. Cam Connor carries back for Montreal. He was checked, and Hextall takes over for Washington. Number 12, Dennis Hextall leaves it for Gord Lane. Fires it up the middle, and it goes all the way down the ice. Lapointe and Mulvey race in after it. Lapointe gets there.
Offensive zone. That shot is directed at the net.
This is only Lemaire's 35th game of the year. He was bothered by injuries earlier. Lupien for the Canadiens. Now flipping it by Hextall. There's Lemaire getting it into the Washington zone. The Capitals shoot it back out. Now Lane on right wing for Rowe, number 17. Fires into the Canadian zone. Dryden leaves it for Savard. On the right wing boards to Lafleur. Now Lane for Washington holding it in. Savard back of the net again to Steve Schutt. He fanned on it. And Leaf Swenson, number 4, is back for Washington. Swenson trying to get away from Lafleur on left wing to Lane. Got it into the center ice area to Marouk. Now to Rowe. Rowe shoots one, and a glove save by Dryden on Rowe's slap shot. Here's Marouk along the boards trying to center. Canadiens fire it back out. Lane shooting it right back in for Washington. Third Savard for the Canadiens, number 18. To Lemaire. Lemaire, a lead pass to Schutt. Tied up by Swenson and never got the shot away. Swenson and Lafleur go to the corner. Now Schutt trying to center. Does. There's Lemaire getting turned around. Shoots one, and he missed by 3 or 4 feet on the short side. Lane back of the net. Trying to hold it there with Steve Schutt. Now around on the left wing side for Edberg, number 10. Another of the Swedish imports to the NHL, but the Capitals cleared down the ice. Lupien back to touch it. For number 23, Gary Ristling. Now in across the line to Lalonde. Here's Lalonde centering for Ristling. Lafleur intercepts. And back comes Cam Connor, number 20. Connor flips it into Lafleur. A shot from a bad angle wide of the net. Bounces all the way back into the Montreal zone. That's Savard back to get it. Savard trying to get away from Ristling to Lupien. Lupien moving in, and Connor, previous meetings this season. This game plus 2 more still to play in the season series as the puck is cleared in by Washington. Lupien back to get it on right wing for Lafleur. Lafleur being forechecked by Marouk. Now in there is Edberg to help out. Here's Picard, a shot from the left point wide and off the glass. Now Lupien behind the net. Edberg is there. Edberg and Lupien go to the corner. Now Marouk in to help out. Capitals hold it in. Picard shooting it in behind the Canadiens' goal. Savard goes to the other corner to get it. Out to Steve Shutt. He flipped it off the boards. LaRouche hustles after it. But Picard for the Capitals feeds it out on left wing to number 10, Rolf Edberg. Speeds into the Montreal zone, leaves it to Dennis Marouk. A shot that hits Savard and deflects wide. Marouk again, dropping it back, but it comes all the way to center. Swenson to Rowe, number 17. Long shot, Dryden handling that. Savard is there to flip it out, and here's Lafleur speeding in on right wing. Guy Lafleur leaves it for Shutt. Shutt checked by Edberg as he went to shoot. Now Savard. And Marouk knocked it off his stick to center. Savard for Lupe at the Montreal blue line. Back to Serge Savard. Feeding it to Shutt. Steve Shutt to Lafleur, but Marouk intercepts. Here's Dennis Marouk. Shooting and a glove save by Dryden as goalpost is part of a goaltender's equipment.
Absolutely.
Here is Picard feeding it into the center ice area. It comes to the Montreal line. Gainey feeds it to the Washington line. Now cleared back to center. Lemaire giving it to Gainey to Guy Lapointe. He shot it in. Picard knocks it down. Robert Picard ahead to Lalonde. Lapointe and Lalonde go to the corner. Coming in to help out and centering it. Now Patey a chance, but it's cleared away by Gainey out to Steve Shutt. Shutt's pass right onto a Capital stick as Rissling had it. Now Lafleur takes over. Here's Lafleur into Shutt. Shutt moving in, shoots one, and an arm save by the goaltender Bedard. Picard back of the net. And that was the Canadiens' first shot on goal of the period. And we've played almost 10 minutes of the period. Here is Picard at center ice. In across the line. Patey's shot is high. Tommy McVeigh was let go. And Belisle, who had been with Philadelphia in the American League, came in a couple of days prior to the start of the season. Here's Lemaire for Montreal on right wing, shoots one, and that went off of the defenseman Lynch wide to the net. Row number 17. Trying to get away from Shutt, cleared it to the line. Lemaire held it in, shooting, and he fired wide. Now Lafleur flipped it in front, but right onto Rowe's step. Number 17, Tom Rowe. His shot, Dryden sprawls to make the save of
$5.
Puck on speeding out on right wing to center. Gainey trying to go around Picard, upended by Picard, who's going to get a penalty. And Picard clears the puck. The National Hockey League defenseman, so much so, he was selected for the NHL All-Star team in the Challenge Cup Series. Didn't play, but was selected. Back of the net, Mondeau for Montreal, dropping it to Savard. Here are the Canadiens on the power play. Lafleur centered one. It's grabbed by Bedard. Did he ever go to one of your hockey schools or something? That's a job you used to do well. Here's Lafleur, a shot, and Bedard makes the save, and Marouk starts out of his own zone. Capitals shorthanded. Marouk dropping it back for Lynch, and Lynch cleared it down the ice. Marouk and Swenson are the penalty killers up front for Washington. Lynch and Lane on defense. Here's number 10, Lafleur. On right wing to LaRouche. LaRouche dropped it back off a skate, and Swenson is there to clear it away. Canadiens with the man advantage. A minute 10 left in Picard's penalty. Savard for Lafleur. Canadiens lead 2-1 and have a power play chance here. Lafleur is spun around and knocked down. Marouk back to get the puck and gets it to Swenson. And leaves Swenson. Carries to center ice for Washington. Dumps it into the Montreal zone. Dryden now feeding it out on the wing for Shutt. Shutt rink wide to LaRouche. Number 28, Pierre LaRouche. Stick handling in, centered one, intercepted by Lynch in front of the net with a good defensive play. Now Lane in the corner. Being pressured by Mondeau. Knocked loose, but Swenson is there for Washington. And Swenson backhands it down the ice. Down to 25 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Dryden. Lead pass is too far low for Lafleur. And Lane is back after.
As long as you can, Dan. Well, we'll get into it a little later.
Here's Lafleur, a shot wide of the net. Now Picard. Trying to clear it, held in by Lupien. His shot wide of the Capital goal. Lynch coming up with it. Over on the left wing side for Picard. He feeds it to center ice. Knocked away by Lupien. Now Lemaire drills it back in for Montreal. Lafleur trying to hold it in. Gets it to the corner. And Rowe has it for Washington. Rowe for Marouk. Pass was off his stick. Lupien at center ice. Shot it back in, and it's off. Washington won. Puck comes to the Canadian line. Serge Savard has it there. Savard now to Lupien, who gives it to Lafleur. Lafleur bumped by Picard, and Lynch comes up with the puck. Fired it right back out for Washington. Savard shoots it back in for the Canadiens. Here's Picard. Out on the right wing side, Lemaire held it in. A slap shot wide of the net. Now Savard at the other point. Flipped it in front, and Marouk has it. Trying to get it outside the line. Lemaire.
If he's on the road, he likes to get the combination that he wants to use.
Here's Gainey trying to work it by Lynch. Now Schutt shot it into the Washington zone, but Picard has it for the Capitals. Firing it back out. It comes to center. Lapointe knocked it down there. Here's Edberg for Washington. His pass comes all the way back into the neutral zone. Lynch for Picard. Picard for Edberg. Off his skate. Here's Lapointe. Shoots it in. Lafleur charges in after it. Now Lafleur tied up by Rowe. Center to Schutt. A shot and a pad save by Bedard. Canadians hold it in. Lapointe getting it to Lemaire. Here's Lafleur. Shoots, and he shot just wide. Now Gainey moves in for the left point. Gets it into the corner. Picard for Washington. Shooting it out and shooting. Type mask. Here is Chara against Lemaire. Chara wins the draw, and Lane circles his own goal. Flips it out on the boards. Sirois gets it to the Montreal line. Dropped back by Savard, and that is the end of the work it methodically out of their own zone. Engblom to Lafleur. Guy Lafleur leaving it for Schutt, and it misfired, and back comes the Capital team. Marouk over to Gord Lane. Lane cutting in. His shot was blocked, and he was checked as he went to shoot. Now at center ice, it is number 11, Brent Tremblay. Playing in his first NHL game, dumps it in for Washington. And as Engblom gets back to get the puck, they roll. The Capitals touched it first, so it's onside. Canadians got it outside the line. Mulvey couldn't get it back in. Here's Schutt. Checked by Hextall. Hextall into the Canadian zone. Chartrand skates him off. And Schutt has it for Montreal. Stewart in forechecking for Washington. Now number 3, Brian Engblom. To Lafleur. Checked by number 14, Blair Stewart. Capitals dump it back in. Dryden cleared it away. Now Hextall in the corner, centered one. Mulvey couldn't control it. Stewart bent on it, and back comes Lafleur. 3-on-2, Montreal break. Into Schutt. Trying to get it back to Lafleur. Big Mulvey was there to break it up. Now the Canadians still got it. Here's Lafleur. Moving in, shoots. Bedard was on his knees and able. Rowe gets it loose. To Swenson at center to Marouk. He handed it right to Lafleur.
The great play is he's skating into the net, and he has his stick right along the ice and just directs it in the open net.
Here's Picard against Lafleur on the boards. They hold it. On the faceoff, Picard gets it on right wing for Blair Stewart, who shot it to center. Gainey has it there for Montreal to Steve Schutt, trying to set up Lemaire. Now Mulvey intercepts. Canadians get it again, however. Lapointe trying to work it in. Does get it into the corner. Mulvey is there, and he fires it off the glass down the ice. And it will be icing against the Capitals as Gainey goes back and touches it. Games, the best the Capitals have been able to do against Montreal is a tie. Here's Gainey holding it in for Lafleur. Centered one, tipped away by Picard. Now Lemaire, a shot that's blocked. Here's Lapointe. Knocked down in the play, and Sirois, number 25, moves in on right wing. Sirois bumped on the play, and back comes Gainey. Gainey with Lafleur. Gainey shooting, and it's high off the glass. Comes all the way to center. Walter checked in the play. Got it into the Canadian zone. Steve Schutt has it there. He flips it back out to center. And Lane, who had just come onto the ice, takes over for Washington. To Swenson, number 4. Now Dennis Hextall almost lost it. Drops it back to Lane. And Lane quickly clears it to center. Savard has it there. Over on the wing for Lupien. Now to Lemaire. Lemaire shot it to center. Walter knocks it down. Here's Walter to Sirois. Dump it back into the Washington zone, but Picard starts back. He flips it in. Dryden sets it up for Gainey. Now to Lafleur on right wing. To Lemaire at center. Steve Schutt back to Lemaire. And Lane for Washington cleared it. Knocked back in. Sirois gives it to Lane. Capitals do clear it. Here's Gainey for Montreal. This to Guy Lafleur. Back to Gainey. 2-2 the score. Gainey shoots one into the Washington zone. Lane is back to pick it up. Lafleur into forecheck on him. Now shuts. Feels it. Centered it. Bedard cleared it. Lemaire comes up with it. To Lapointe. Shooting. Screen shot on Bedard. A glove save. Clears it to Lane. Lane can't get it out of there. Gainey holding it in. And Lynch blocks that shot and shoots it to center. Now Lapointe for Montreal. Dropped it into his own zone. Sirois races in after it. Trying to center. Here is Sirois again, and Dryden knocked it off his stick. And Lemaire passes to Shutt. He couldn't get it. Going back is Swenson for Washington. Around in the boards to number 28, Lane. Lane to Sirois. Picked up by Sherrod. Less than 9 minutes to play. Sherrod couldn't get turned around for a shot. Now Swenson at center ice. Edberg has it for Washington. Here's Rolf Edberg. Gets away from Lafleur. Edberg shot it into the Canadian zone. 7 minutes left. Gainey out on left wing to Steve Shutt. Shutt number 22. Moving in, holding on to the puck, tied up by Lane. Marouk trying to clear it and does to center ice. Gainey for Montreal. For Lemaire. Back is Lane for the Capitals. Left wing pass to Edberg. Edberg got it into the center ice area. Canadians take over. Lemaire tried to set up Lafleur, but Swenson intercepts. Now Lupia fired it in. Bedard back of the net. On left wing for Lane. Lane to Marouk at center. Shot it into the Montreal zone. Rowe going in after it. Lupia comes up with it for Montreal. And Lafleur cleared it to center. Now Marouk in on left wing. Here's Rolf Edberg. Leaving it for Marouk. Marouk moving in. Shoots it off Savard. Up back of the net. Rowe trying to hold it in. Couldn't. Canadians move it to center. Swenson has it there. Left wing pass. Lapointe knocked it down. Now here's Lafleur. Guy Lafleur moving in. Lafleur passing to Mondeau. Back to Lafleur, and it was too far ahead of him. And Edberg has it for the Capitals. To Swenson. Long backhand pass down into the Montreal zone. Serge Savard has it there. Here's Savard to Lafleur. 3 minutes left in the game. 2-2 the score. Long shot. Bedard handles that. Picard on left wing for Walter. Ryan Walter at center. Too far ahead for Sherrod. Walter gets it again to Sirois. Sirois. Checked by Savard. Picard moves in. Picard holding it in. Lets a shot go. Dryden kicked it out. And the Canadians, Lafleur comes to center. Here's Lafleur. Feeding it through to shot. A shot, and Bedard had gone to his knees to cover up, and net for Swenson. Leaf Swenson shooting it off of the linesman's skate. Too far ahead for Sherrod. And Savard has it for Montreal. Now 1:25 left. Here's Savard to Gainey. Gainey for Montreal. Of the air from Lynch at 5:36 to tie it at 2 apiece. Now here's Edberg for the Capitals trying to clear it in. Gainey knocked it into the center ice area. Marouk has it there. It's Marouk, Edberg, and Rowe. Here's Marouk against Lemaire. Edberg now shoots it into the Montreal zone. Serge Savard feeding it to Lapointe. Lapointe got it to center ice. Lynch knocked it down. Less than a minute to play in the game. Lynch got it into the Montreal zone. Here is Savard firing it out on left wing. Picked up by Gainey. Now Bob Gainey moving in, trying to go around Picard. Gainey to the corner, centered one, and Lynch breaks it up and neatly feeds it to Marouk. Here's Marouk, the pass into Rowe, and it's offside.